power and majesty of his Son, Jesus Christ. And tonight we're going to talk about cancel culture. Cancel culture here in America and abroad. Today and back in the day. And when I say back in the day, we're talking about throughout history. There's been cancel culture since the dawn of man, as it's described in the dictionary, as in, paraphrasing here, as in basically the pushing of one outside of it. But the way we're using cancel culture today is basically getting rid of thoughts and ideas or a symbolism of an era that was long to be extinct. Pushing out things that are basically like taking off down into the Midwest, the rural areas of the Midwest, and seeing a woolly mammoth. Thought it was dead. Haven't heard of them. Haven't seen them in millenniums. And there it is. That's just what we're dealing with right now. And that is what most of the people on the right and far right are spewing nowadays with this cancel culture. Well, what we're talking about today is, in the name of God, thank you, needed cancel culture. The need of cancel culture. Everything besides our Creator has a beginning and end. I'm your God. Thank God. And now it's time to cancel out a bunch of this culture that we've been using in this skewed culture personality we've been living in. Eons. What's caused a majority of people to rise and a minority to fall is going to have a polarizing effect, because now the downtrodden are getting their leg. And we're going to see change. And we're going to have change. Some change that I need to show you now is going to be the health of our children. And you're going to help with that change, because you are the beautiful Americans, the true Americans that I believe you are. I believe the children are our future. No truer words. And in the light of that, things that are happening to our children right now, ailments that are happening to our children right now, that can be helped by not just me, but by you and different organizations that are taking care of our children that are in need right now. Organizations like this.
Children shouldn't have to battle cancer, but they do.
My name is Abby, and I'm viewing sarcoma. St. Jude is trying to make it go away.
My name is Randall, and I have leukemia. I just finished my high dose of chemo.
You can join the battle to save lives by supporting St. Jude Children's Research Hospital.
I never imagined that I'd have to bring my child here. One day she was playing with dolls and doing her hair, and the next day she doesn't have any.
Families never receive a bill from St. Jude for treatment, travel, housing, or food, because all the family should worry about is helping their child live. Please call or go online right now and become a St. Jude Partner in Hope for only $19 a month.
You don't realize the magnitude of how much you've really helped somebody. I just want to say thank you.
1 in 5 children diagnosed with cancer will not survive.
I didn't want any other parents to have to go through this. I don't know where we would be without this hospital.
When you join with your credit or debit card right now, we'll send you this St. Jude t-shirt you can wear to show your support for the children of St. Jude.
St. Jude gives you all of that hope back. They gave me my daughter back.
St. Jude won't stop until no child dies from cancer.
I hope that I beat this cancer. And I just hope that every other kid can too.
Please, call or go online right now.
Yes, it's a real sad thing that we have to envision some of the things that we are going through with some of the elements that are out there right now, and we're not even understanding. Jews as enemies, anti-Semitism, Christians only, Jews not. This was an actual sign. Oh my deity. This was an actual sign. Here in America, Christians only, Jews not allowed. Let me say this one more time so you can hear it in the nosebleed seats. Christians only, Jews not allowed. One more. Christians only, Jews not allowed. I have issue with that.
Clansmen, behold the fiery cross, still brilliant. All the troubled history found to quench its eternal flame. Let me say that the cross is an inspiration, a sign of the Christian religion, a symbol of faith, hope, and love.
Jews will not replace us! Jews will not replace us! Jews will not replace us!
Art thou the King of the Jews?
Sayest thou this thing of thyself? Or did others tell it thee of me?
Am I a Jew? Thine own nation and the chief priests have delivered thee unto me. What hast thou done?
My kingdom is not of this world. If my kingdom were of this world, then would my people fight, that I should not be delivered to the Jews.
Art thou a king then?
Thou sayest that I am a king.
Save yourself if you are the king of the Jews.
Well, are you king of the Jews? Are you a king?
I am.
Save yourself if you are the king of the Jews. He has saved others, let him save himself.
Aren't you the Messiah? Save yourself and us. Don't you fear God? We received the same sentence he did, but he has done no wrong. Remember me, Jesus. When you come as king,
I promise you, today you will be in paradise with me.
Clansmen, behold the fiery cross, still brilliant. All the troubled history found to quench its eternal flame. Let me say that the cross is an inspiration, a sign of the Christian religion, a symbol of faith, hope, and love.
Out of everything Jesus was, the radical, kind of pseudo-rebellious, a rebel-rouser. The main thing Jesus Christ was not. The main thing Yeshua was not. The main thing our Messiah was not. Was a Christian. Yeah. My Lord was a devout Jew by blood. A devout Jew by blood. Christianity was created by Paul. Kind of like 12 years after Jesus' death, Christianity was made, or can I say refined, by Brother Paul and Brother Peter. Let's cancel some culture. This was the stupidest sign I've ever seen, almost in my life. I have to change that up a little bit, because I've seen some stupider signs that are constantly flown. And for the craziest of thoughts. Bam! There's one. Most people call this the rebel flag. The crossbars. And you walk around with this all the time. You guys love this. It's a symbol of hate, of defiance, and of a loser. Anybody who wears something like this is outright a loser. Anybody who knows anybody who's related to people who used to wear this stuff, any ascension, you came from losers. If you are perpetuating this today, you are ushering in a way of loss. It's amazing how you can glorify your loss. Oh my God. That even killed off my little, growing up. I wondered why I just did not like the Dukes of Hazzard. Yeah, this is why. Because I could read, and you don't even know why you have that. That's not even your flag. That's one that you just thought to pick up. This is your flag. Well, this is the beginning of your flag. This is the Bonnie Blue. When Confederate rebels actually took over a small island area at the base of Louisiana, this was the rebel flag in its entirety. Yeah, you got kicked out of that one too. That was your first loss. That started the skirmish. But then you moved on, and you could not settle on a flag to save love. So basically what you came up with was sorry, not that one. Remember him? That's the stars and bars. Right here. These are not stars and bars because this is a cross. X for anything else, which is actually patented after the British. One of the British designs, but yeah, this was the Stars and Bars. This was the one that was actually being fought with over a number of skirmishes, but it looked too much like the American flag to where when you're in a battle, you see this, you're going to get confused. You're going to think, oh, hey, we're winning. We're going over here. No, that just fell. You guys got killed over there. But yeah. So once again, you change this to the flag that you actually carry on. This is how skewed Confederate storylines dialogue was with Sisters of the Confederacy, the one who put up all the statues and everything. This is how skewed their historical records are, because they wanted their family lines to be beautiful, conquering people. No, but this was their actual flag that flew out through the whole Civil War. This is the blood-soaked banner. The blood-soaked banner went all the way to the last year of the Civil War, because nobody would ever confuse. They were all right with having this here, but they weren't really good with having the white, because that's a symbol of surrender. So someone came up with putting a red strip at the end of it and called it the blood-soaked banner. And this has been your flag from almost the middle to the end of the Civil War. The very last week, well, month to week of the Civil War, for some reason, you guys reverted back. You reverted back, and bam, there goes Dixie again. I'm going to do my best to get it started, to make a reach across the aisle, to get people to actually pass laws. And we're gonna get a ballot going. We're gonna try to choose addresses, all that. We're gonna try to get that up, to get these.
World War II, Germany has instituted strict laws against Nazi symbols, slogans, and hate speech. Even though swastikas and raised arm salutes have become more common with white nationalists and neo-Nazis.
Which kind of relates to point number 3, which also had to do with the National Socialism, because you're not supposed and not allowed to use something like a swastika. Das Hakenkreuz in Germany, you are not allowed to show it, and you're not allowed to use it in, like, for instance, in video games. Wolfenstein, because you wouldn't be allowed to do that.
It's all censored there.
Yeah, it's censored in the German version.
Instead of the Nazis, I think, what was it? Who you fight against?
The regime.
The regime.
Ooh.
But it's also for other symbols, not just the swastika, right? All symbols that have to do with groups that are hateful, I suppose, or something.
Yeah, like terrorists, terrorist organizations and stuff like that.
Yeah, don't use those symbols here in Germany.
Was caught on tape explaining the Southern strategy.
In other words, you start out, and now y'all are quote. You start out in 1954 by saying nigger, nigger, nigger. By 1968, you keep saying nigger, that hurts, it backfires, so you say stuff like forced busing, states' rights, and all that stuff. And you get it so abstract now, you're talking about cutting taxes, and all of these things you're talking about are totally economic things, and the byproduct of them is blacks get hurt worse than white.
Because if they're not banned in America, then what are we doing all this for? There are other symbols that we'll talk about later. But these symbols must get banned in America. Truly. It's a mark of shame. And nobody should carry this shame in glory. What does that mean for real Americans? What does that mean for people that want to be American when they come and have to see that? Or this for that matter. This is the cross of the Ku Klux Klan. And there's not a lot that needs to be said about this. It's blasphemous, it's hateful, and it's just downright insulting. We need good legislation to be passed to make these symbols the hate symbols in which they are, so that they can be removed from our history sites. You don't have to take them out of our history. There's enough books out there in libraries. But take them out of history's sight. You don't have to make them illegal. Just anybody that's toting them, anybody that's touting them, anybody that's hanging them, have their name put on a watch list. Because these symbols of terror can make you nothing but a domestic terrorist, and you should be treated as such. Oh, you won't be able to fly again? Well, I think I can live with that. Oh, they're going to look at you crazy if they even let you walk into a federal building? I think I can live with that. They won't let you hold certain offices? Definitely, I can live with that. Because, as the word they like to throw around nowadays, people that wear these symbols of hate are patriots. True patriots. We'll get to that in another series.
For some reason, folks on the right have extremely short memories when it comes to acts of right-wing political violence. Tim David Atkinson, author of a manifesto urging violent war against liberals, opens fire inside a Knoxville, Tennessee Unitarian church during the youth performance of a musical, killing 2 and wounding 7. He tells investigators that all liberals should be killed. Keith Luke of Brockton, Massachusetts, who is a neo-Nazi, kills 2 and injures another in a rape and murder spree targeting non-white people. He is halted before reaching a synagogue and later convicted of murder. Danny Roy Baker, Miramar Beach, Florida, who is a former GOP volunteer angry about immigration, opens fire on a room full of Chilean exchange students, killing 2 and injuring 3. He pleads no contest to murder. Richard Poplawski of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, a white supremacist fearful of a plot by President Obama to take his guns, kills 3 police officers and leaves 2 others injured in a standoff at his home. Poplawski is later convicted of murder. James Von Brunn of Washington, D.C., a neo-Nazi, walks into the U.S. Holocaust Museum and opens fire, killing a black guard. He dies while awaiting trial on murder and hate crime charges. Ross William Muehlberger of Wichita Falls, Texas, yells "white power" as he shoots up a cafe, injuring 4 black and Latino women and killing 1 white bartender before killing himself. David Joey Peterson, white supremacist, embarks on a killing spree across Oregon and California with Holly Grigsby, his girlfriend, with the aim of killing Jews and black people and targeting Jewish organizations. They kill Peterson's father and stepmother and 2 people who offer to give the couple rides. Both plead guilty to murder. Wade Michael Page, Oak Creek, Wisconsin, a member of the neo-Nazi Hammerskin Nation, kills 6 and wounds 4 during a shooting rampage in a Sikh temple before killing himself. Fraser Glenn Miller Jr., of Overland Park, Kansas, a former Grand Dragon of the Carolina Knights of the Ku Klux Klan, embarks on a shooting rampage at 2 Jewish community institutions, killing 3. He's found guilty of capital murder. Elliot Rodger, the child of a Hollywood producer, goes on a killing rampage near the Cal Santa Barbara campus, targeting women after leaving a misogynist video explaining his actions. He kills 6 people and injures 14 before killing himself.